sucker.
There goes that $10.
Yeah.
All right, we're back with a quick and dirty look at the Glock 26X. This is not the Glock store 26X, as fate or unluck would have it. I was building this or working on this project right as Glock store announced, or at least I saw, maybe they've been announcing it for a long time and just didn't know, but I saw the Glock 26, or that they were making a Glock 26X frame. So, whatever, I'm going to have two because I bought theirs also, so whatever. But let's take a look at a couple more stages, and we'll come back with a look over the top of it. I'll kind of explain how this came about, and then we'll get into the pros and cons at the end. Okay, so here we are over the top of the gun. This is a Glock 19 frame, or it was a Glock 19 frame. Now it's a Glock 26X frame. I don't know if that actually exists, but it will be soon since Glock Stores is coming out with it. So things I added, TLR6. This is not the TLR6 that was on the Glock 26. This is a Glock 20, or a TLR6, too many sixes, for a Glock 19, because the rail, we were able to keep the rail up here, so that does fit. So I know somebody's going to ask, will it fit a TLR 7? I didn't try, or a 7A, or whatever the cool TLR 7 is. Probably. I didn't try, but it looks like Glock Store's getting theirs to work, so I think that would work. I added the Glock Performance trigger. That wasn't anything difficult. In my opinion, there's no reason to have, I don't even know what to call the Glock old shitty trigger. Like, this should just be the Glock trigger. Like, stop making us pay extra for a trigger that you should put in your gun anyway. Chiral defense backstrap trimmed a little bit to fit in the bug box when this was on the 26. They say it's recoil reducing. I don't know how true that is. There's a little pad right here, so cool. And I added this speed brass thing. This is what really makes me fast, is this brass thing in the back. For you keen observers, this locking block is not the locking block that would come on a Glock 26 or a Glock 2019. Yeah, goddamn, numbers are hard. So to make this happen, this was shortened here out the front, and the locking block was removed, and this one was added. The embedded rails that were right about here on a Glock 19, they're back here on a Glock 26 frame. They're about up here, and that's what prevents a 26 slide from fitting on a 19 frame anyway. So those we removed. The guy who did it, so I didn't cut this myself. In retrospect, I probably should have just done it, but I was a little bit hesitant to do it, just because, like, Glock frames, like, it's a serialized part. If it's not it's a 320, like, and I screw it up, like, whatever, I'll just buy another one. It's $40. But to buy this is expensive, and it's another transfer fee, and then this is trash. So I didn't want to do it. I had a gunsmith guy do it. He did a fine job. And I think that, but after looking at what he did, like, I think I could do it. So this is dirty as can be. There's 2,500 rounds or so on this thing already. So, like, when I got this back from the guy, I was like, I'm not gonna. So chopping stuff up and making something else, it seems a little hinky, right? So I was like, I'm not gonna take it easy on this. I'm just gonna shoot the crap out of it until and see what happens. Like, is it gonna break? Is it gonna stay running? Like, I don't know. But so far, 2,500 rounds. The only malfunctions I've had is a little bit of weak hand stuff, and maybe that's on me. But it was, I usually don't have any problem shooting weak hand and limp wristing. But it was, so after that malfunction, it was like a stovepipe. I just took the slide off, and it was incredibly dirty, which it still is. And I lubed it and went back to shooting weak hand only, and it ran just fine. So I think that it was just dry and gritty, which they say makes this trigger lock up anyway. So that's that. A few more interesting tidbits about this, because I know some people are going to ask, all you IDPA shooters out there, and maybe YouTube will yell at me for putting a slide on, but they can fucking figure it out. So at least, I don't know if I tried it with the magazine in. We're going to try it right now. So this is the CCP box, and with the magazine in and that, it fits in the CCP box. So I have argued for some time now, and I don't know, well, actually, I'm certain that no one's listening to me, but there is nothing in the rules that says in the CCP ESP rules what the sighting system must be. All it says is that the gun must fit in the box. Well, sir or ma'am, Mr. Match Director, that gun fits in the box. And I think that is ultimately a super interesting way to work and not add divisions, is that if it fits in the box, it fits in the box. So, like I said, this is a Glock 26X, fits in the CCP box with a dot on it. So, and that's a huge dot. I mean, yeah. Anyway, the bug box is tiny, comparatively, way too small. Shouldn't even be that small. But even with the dot on, we're still just too big. And I took the magazine out. So way too big for the current bug box. But in my opinion, this bug box is way too small. So the guns that fit in that, like, nobody wants to be shooting an LCP in bug or something like that. So the 26 is still the best gun for bug in that box. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's the 26X. Yeah. All right, let's get into a few pros and cons. So, pros, you get a 19 sized grip. So you get more to hang on to. It's a little bit easier to shoot compared to the Glock 26. Not a lot. I mean, some people find the short frame of the Glock 26 to be too difficult to shoot. I don't really see a difference, especially if you're using the magazine on the 26 that has like the extra pinky extension, whatever. It feels the same to me. But they shoot this thing, if you're concerned or wondering how well this shoots, it shoots about as well as a 26. Or a 19, because you get more hand on it. It's just easier. So, yeah, so in addition to getting the grip, you get the round count that goes along with a Glock 19. So you get 15 rounds in this bad boy instead of whatever the 26 is, 10, I think. So, it carries easier. So, if you're an appendix guy like me, there's just a little bit less off the front to worry about jabbing you in the gut or, even lower. So that, is definitely a plus. Glock reliability so far. So far, this thing has been as reliable as the 26 or any 19 that I've owned. I've had 19s in the past. I've had Glock 43Xs in the past. Another boon to this thing is that you just get, it's wider. So this is essentially a double stack Glock 43X. So I've had the Glock 43X, or I had the Glock 43X for a while, and I found that it was just a little bit too shifty in my hand while I would shoot. And so I'd had to, you got to grip hard anyway, but it just didn't really do it for me. It was just a little bit too small. So after I moved back to the 26 and now this, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of do like that. So it's kind of like we made this big loop into making our concealed carry guns really, really small, and now we're coming back around to where we were before. But whatever. Cons, long term, I don't know how this is going to go, because like I said in the close up, the guy who made this for me, or who chopped it for me, he had to put a little bit of that polymer resin or whatever to fill in some places where he thought it might be needed. So but so far it's been completely reliable, other than the malfunction I had shooting weekend only. Could have been me. I don't think so. I think it was just that the gun was super dirty and not lubricated, because after I lubed it, everything worked just fine. Another con, there are not many lights to go out on the front of this thing, but that's the nature of the beast with all short slide barrel type guns like this. You do get the TLR 6, and I think I've seen the Glock stores, pictures of the Glock store frame with a TLR 7 on it. So that would be cool. The TLR 7 hangs up the front. I don't know. There's just something that I think looks good about having this meet at the end of the slide and barrel. So, but if that's not your business, if you need to, I don't know, knock windows out or whatever, I guess it's good, knocking windows out in the games and stuff too. But I've never had any issue with this. So, the last con, chopping is a risk. So doing this compared to a 320 grip frames are $40, and if you screw it up, you can take the FC out and put it in another one. Essentially, you can do that with this too. You can take the parts out of this and put it into a new frame, but it is the serialized part. So if you screw up the serialized part, you've ruined your gun. And on top of that, to buy another one, you have to go through an FFL. You have to do the background check. So if you're in Washington, where everyone is terrible, you have to wait 10 days just to get a frame because you chopped up one and screwed it up. So the possibility is much, or the process is much riskier doing this than doing it to another sort of gun. But in defense of other guns, I guess, like most manufacturers make something like this. So Glock should definitely get on that train and do it with a Gen 6. And also, I don't remember if I talked about this before, but this is a 19 grip frame for your hand, and this is a little shorter than the 19. But if you had, you know, a 49, 47, 19 frame that had the dust cover extended on the slide itself, Glock, you could make one frame and have 3 different slide lengths all to work on one frame. So I think that would be an interesting idea. I don't know if the 49 is selling well, but it seems interesting to me. I might pick up a 49 and try that. But anyway, that's it. Middle of September, we'll be in Dallas for IDPA Nationals, but before that, we're headed to Nampa, Idaho for the Idaho State Championship. So if you're there, come say hello. If you're shooting bug or your carry gun, come talk to me. I'll have some stupid swag that I've got for you. So yeah, guys, that's it. We'll catch you on the next one.